Frustrating days. What's next? How do you handle frustrating days? Let's talk for the next few minutes. So, I've been having a few frustrating days. Well, it's not that I've never ever had frustrating days, it's just a bit more than usual. And one of the things that led to my frustration, a few things, I wasn't meeting the deadlines I had set for myself. I was having, sometimes you do have those moments as parents where it gets a little bit intense than normal with your little ones and with your babies, and just overall, just an intense time. And I thought about frustrating times, right? What's next? What do you do when you've gone through frustrating moments or you are experiencing frustrating times? What do you do? What can you do? So, one of the first things I had to do is look at what led to my frustration. Like, so for example, did I set the bar too high for my deadlines? Is it that there was, things out of my control? Because sometimes things do happen that are outside of your control. There, the weather. There's so many things that can impact your deadlines or your productivity that are really outside of your control. So think of it, you might be, working on certain jobs and so forth, and there's supplier issues, right? You might be having changes in the economy, it could be handling your team. So many things can lead to your frustration. Some are outside of your control, and some you do have a bit of control over. So one of the first things I had to do was think about what led to that frustration. Now, notice it's not a good thing to suppress those emotions. That's something that I've learned. Like, it's okay. The strongest of persons, you can get frustrated, and frustration, overwhelm, anger, those are natural emotions. What we need to do is to manage these emotions in a very good way as CEOs, business owners, and entrepreneurs. That's, what you need to really look at, you know, achieving those targets, to really manage those emotions, those situations effectively. So do state where you are joining in from. And if you want to share how you do handle frustrated periods for your team, for yourself, then please share that in the comments for sure. We are a community, and it's so important to, you know, learn from each other for sure. So that is one of the things I had to do, assess what led to that frustration and how can I minimize that happening another time. So if it's that I just set the standard too high in terms of probably thinking I could have accomplished 10 things and I really just did, four, is eight a realistic number or something? So it's not that you're not challenging yourself or you're lowering your standards. It's really reassessing your situation and making changes appropriately. And this differs for everyone, right? So think of it, especially for some business owners, CEOs, entrepreneurs, when it comes to, for example, month end, it gets a bit tight, especially when you're waiting on reports from others to really assess what's happening in your business, when you don't have all the answers, when results didn't go as planned. That can really be frustrating and overwhelming. So it is definitely assessing those times, taking that step back. It's always good and okay to take that step back to see what is leading to the frustration, what can be done differently, what can you learn, right? Because another thing too is how you manage your frustrating periods. You are now being prepared for greater frustrating times, and also you are learning lessons in which you were able to support other persons, and that is always so that is always so impactful. Like when someone approaches me and I can connect with them, I can share what worked for me, I can encourage them. That's really something that, is really, really awesome. And there are other things like listening to music, per all those things are ways in which you can really, manage those frustrating time, weather those frustrating storms. So I do encourage you, if you are going through a frustrating time, if it's an overwhelming time, definitely take a step back, assess what's happening, what can be done differently. Can you pause, reset, go again? That's always okay as well. And for sure. So if you do have any any ways in which you want to share in which those frustrating times left you stronger, you want to just share what worked for you, just share in the comments, tag another business owner, CEO, entrepreneur, we are community. It's always important to think of someone else. How can you share this? How can you help someone else as well? So I will be signing off in 3, 2, 1. Bye, guys.